Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide.
Welcome to Northwest Denmark. We're in Tistel in what we call the Cold Hawaii Inlet. This beautiful spot is the host of the IWWF Cold Hawaii Europe and Africa wakeboard and wakeskate champs, both the open categories and all other divisions here at this spot. To Cable Park, and what a spot it is. What a first day of competition we have had. We've had all of the best competing in the wakeskate and the wakeboard, men and women. And we've had, because we're combining the open categories with the all other divisions this week at this event, we've had a lot of the youngsters who'll be riding later on in the week trying their hand with the big guns in the open category. It's been an incredible day. It's been non-stop since 9 o'clock. And we're rounding off today's riding, today's action with the To Cable Park Highlight Show. Thank you for joining us. My name is Matt Crowhurst. I am one of your hosts for this week's action. We are joined by Maddie Branston, who's waiting in the wings. We'll be saying hello to him. Felix Schneider, who's been helping us out on the ground, and a whole bunch of other people who are joining in, not least the media team, the officials, the To Cable Park crew, IWF. Thank you to all of them. So to get started, we need to know exactly what this beautiful spot is all about, how it came about, and who are the people behind it, which is why we're going to cut right now to our first little edit, talking to Martin and Thomas, the people behind To Cable Park.
Just before summertime, we got a call saying, could you be interested in hosting the international competition, European Championship in wakeboarding and wake skating? And we kind of looked at each other and said, yeah, sure. And then we found out how big a mouthful of work it was. And within, I think, 10 days, we needed to find the finances to make this event happen. And here, a couple of months later, we're here.
Yeah, we just think that this is going to be great, and it's going to be easy, and going to be a great event. Of course it will, but we didn't know that it was so much work doing the event. So we learned a lot, a couple of months, and especially a couple of, 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, and I actually think when we firstly received the list of obligations, we looked at each other and said, oh, what the fuck have we done? Because we knew that our wives would not see us for the next couple of months, and they haven't. So yeah, it's been a journey, but I think everything worked out nicely. The weather is good for a Danish summer. The people are happy, and almost 200 people from all of Europe are here gathered in Tistel.
Yeah.
That's
amazing. And about nearly 20 nations too. So yeah, we have all the flags and all the nationals here, and yeah, that's pretty great actually.
Those are the guys behind our particular event. We're going to be chatting to them in person in just a few moments, but let me introduce you to my co-host for this week's worth of riding, Maddie Branston. Last time we were doing this together, I mean, obviously we see each other a lot back in the UK. He's from the UK, by the way, and a rather handy wakeboarder himself. Last time we did this was in 2019 at the Open event in Poland at the Way Past Vicky. Hi, Polish crew, and what a get-together it was. What's going on with you to start off with?
What's going on with me? So I'm back wakeboarding after a few injuries. I'm so stoked to be back on the water. I've never been here in Denmark, it's just like you. This is my first time and I'm absolutely buzzing. This setup is just an absolute dream. We've got amazing features. The conditions has been unreal. Best kind of conditions for a competition you could ask for, really.
Yeah, it's been buttery calm all day. Now, this place is actually, I don't know whether you know, it's called Cold Hawaii, and the reason is that it's rather famous for the wind in the winter. That's not the perfect setting for a wakeboard event, but someone up above, the universe has been smiling on us today. Hey, it's been the open round of riding to start things off, and you got off a plane, drove here, got straight on the bike with me. What's your first thoughts? Going back to 2 years ago, where are we? 3 years ago now. So the riding that we saw then and the riding that we've seen today in the wakeskate and the wakeboard.
Well, it's quite a good contrast between the two because we've gone from an anti-clockwise cable to a clockwise cable. So because of that, there's a different variety of tricks going on, which is good to see, and people pushing themselves or taking themselves out of their comfort zone, so to speak, and really throwing it down. And I'm impressed for sure, because usually everybody sends it on the left foot forward cable, but we're on our right foot forward cable, but now we're on a left foot cable, vice versa. You know what I mean? But no, like the level of the riding, it's up there as best as it's ever been, and I'm just so stoked to see what the rest of the week has in store.
The rest of the week. The rest of the week. Well, I'm so glad to have you on board, mate, and helping us out. I know we're gonna chat to Felix Schneider, who's my co-host last year. He's got some parenting duties doing with the Determined team, which we'll talk to him about in a moment. But stoked to have you here for the week, and you're going to get out and ride tomorrow. I'm going to try and have a go as well, so we can tear it up. Beautifully done. Hey, talking about previous Europeans and big-name riders who we saw out today, we had our man out in the fray after he was done with his parenting duty of the team. Mr. Felix Schneider, chatting to a few of our riders. The first chat he had was with our current European champion from the Euros at Twin Cable in Beckham. Hi, German crew. Mr. Max Milder. Let's see what he has to say about his riding and this week.
Hi Max, nice to have you here as the reigning European champion. And here we are in Denmark. As the reigning champion, did you change anything for preparations for this contest, or was it the same as the last contest?
Actually, it was pretty bad because I'm injured. I tore my latissimus like 2 weeks ago, so I did like the whole time just physiotherapy and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm up to it, and I hope I will get my run.
Well then, first things first, get well soon. And it's good to see you still, and despite of that, on the water. And do you have to change your run because of that, or is it just like pull through it?
Yeah, I had to change pretty much because I can't do like a few of the tricks because it will be too hard for my latissimus. And yeah, so that's actually pretty bad because I can't do that what I want to do, but still hyped to do my other run.
But nevertheless, I have seen you in training and we are in for a treat. So what are your goals for this contest? So is it only I have to defend, or is it just, yeah, I'm a bit injured, let's see what happens?
Actually, my goal is to not get more injured, and I hope I will do my run. So that's actually my goal, that I just want to do my run. And then we will see how far we'll come.
And thumbs up for that, definitely. And we don't want to see you get hurt. Are there any last words before the competition? Like, what advice would you give kids that start in their first European Championships, like in the under 14 category? Any short advice for them?
Just do your things. Yeah, it's your first European Championship, and just do your run and be happy what you get.
Well, word to the Sunday. Best of luck, Max.
Thank you so much.
So the joke is here that this lot out here in Denmark have got so many names. Let me see if I can get this right. I can get your first names, Martin and Thomas, but Martin Klontop Krusen and Thomas Helleberg Brun. Close enough? All right, Martin and Thomas. Hey, you saw them chatting earlier on about the rather large project you took on in taking on this event. So I'll try and give a little bit of a backstory, and you just nod if it's kind of right, because you were telling me earlier on. So these guys work locally in governmental council type positions, so good for organizing things. That's a good setup. But before they started this cable, they'd never wakeboarded before, right? Yes? Okay, cool. Okay, so then they did that a year and a half ago, and then how many months ago before you decided, before you said yes to this?
It was in June we started up.
In June, okay, before they decided to take this on. Okay, so first of all, I think we said it in the little edit that we saw. Did you have any idea what you were taking on when you said yes?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I think we will say no if I know what kind of work.
I think it was better that you didn't know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so tell me, first of all, what inspired you getting involved in wakeboarding? I mean, I know why, and you know why now, because you're involved in it, because it's amazing. But to start with, why? And you were a professional handball player for many, many years. Why the change?
Well, actually, I moved back to the city, and I thought, okay, we have all this nice water, but we're not using it. And for us to see this go to waste, it was just a absolute sin. So I called the guys and said, hey, let's make a wakeboard park, and they said, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, no, after they said yes, they said, what's that? And now we are here and having a gorgeous place in a nice area.
So Before we get to the event itself, let's talk a little bit about how this came about, because your setup here is fairly unique. You're directors, you help run it, but it's kind of non-for-profit. It's just to run itself, right? How does that work? Who else is involved that makes it happen?
Yeah, we have a lot of volunteers, but we have also some kind of experience because we started, I don't know, 2012, I think it was. So we had a 2.0.
Yeah.
So we had an experience of running a cable, but not this kind of a cable because it's much bigger, you know, the full size and with full size setup, and it needs a good workers, and we need a lot of good volunteers because or else it will not be it will not be. It doesn't work. Yeah,
But, and at the same time, you know, because of we're doing it volunteer, it's we don't have to spend any money on too much salary and stuff like that, so we can spend all the money on obstacles and developing the area. So yeah.
Amazing. And there we go, perfectly linked, developing the area. What has this done for the area? And you've got all the local authorities really on board with what you're doing here. What does this mean to have this cable park here, first of all, and then such a big event, such a big platform for the sport and for the area too?
Yeah, I think you saw it actually yesterday when we had the opening ceremony. We were we were walking through from the town to this place, and the locals were out at the street, and we had some snacks and some sodas, and they're happy to have this kind of event here in Thisted.
So we should be hoping for a lot of locals coming down as we get to the weekend for the event. Hey, tell me, from a professional sportsman in a very different sport, how does it compare when you look at the athleticism that's involved in your sport for many years and the athleticism involved in there? Is it all similar when you're talking about a high level? Is the mentality very different between the sports?
To be honest, I think they're quite alike. People see our spectators see some of the guys here in loose clothes and stuff like that. But when they change, you can see they're just as cut as a handball player. They train properly.
Okay, who's more cut, handball players or wakeboarders?
Handball player.
Ah, who's more broken? Wakeboarders, yeah. So guys, on a personal note, me being a fan of being in wakeboarding for many years, thank you for this. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you for getting me and Maddie out here to join us. We hope that the rest of the week runs smoothly and there's not too much hair lost over the week. Hey, big thank you from me and all the wakeboard community for having us here. We are so stoked to be here. Hey, I tell you what, okay, so moving from one amazing rider, Max, who we spoke to earlier, to an incredible event, and to an event where this young lady, who is our current world champion, crowned a few years ago, we had a little chat with Claudia Panini, who tells us a little bit about her experience wakeboarding here and wakeboarding in general.
Hi Claudia, amazing to have you here, and the last few months I think they have been crazy for you, on a streak, on competitions I guess, and you have been competing in a lot of obstacle-focused competitions, and now we are here in a more diverse with inwards as well. So is that a difference for you, or how do you manage that?
Yeah, for sure. So here we have like features and also air tricks. So for me the course it's like for sure more tiring and more intense because we have to like ride all the features and then also air tricks. So yeah, it's a little bit more intense, but then once you train a lot you can manage to do it. You can manage to do everything.
But just that I don't forget it, congratulations to your World Championship titles.
Thank you so much.
So we are very much looking for your runs, and congratulations to making it straight to the finals. So tell us about your qualification runs. So how did it go?
I was riding good in the first one, and then second one I fell off the kicker. So yeah, didn't go how I wanted, but hopefully it's gonna go better in next round. Happy to have made it anyways. So yeah, happy about that.
And there are a lot of open ladies here. We have a semi-final for the first time at the Europeans, I think.
Yeah.
So the level in women's wakeboarding has risen crazily, hasn't it?
Yeah. And I'm so happy to see like every year more and more people, more and more girls pushing the sports and stuff. So that's the most important thing, I think.
And I mean, you're from Italy. You definitely have most of the year good weather there, way better than in Germany. But do you train mostly in Italy? Do you travel a lot to train? So how is your travel schedule training-wise in a way?
So like in summer, for sure, we travel a lot for the competition. So I'm never so much time in the same place. So I like keep traveling. But the cable where I ride the most, it's Touring Wake Park. So I wanna like say thank you to all the guys there, to like for building such a crazy cable to ride. Like the features are insane, and all the park, it's like super nice. And then in winter, I try to like go and train like hot places, warm places. My favorite cable park is Thai Wake Park for sure. I can't wait to go there.
Then we see you in Thailand at the World Championships as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for that.
Nice. And you shout out at Torino Wake Park. How do we find them on Instagram?
Touring Wake Park. Touring Wake Park. Yeah.
Perfect. And do you have any advice for girls who want to either start competing? So you can wakeboard a bit and you want to start competing. Any short advice for them?
Just like come to the comp, because like we're here. I think we're like a big family and everybody is welcome to come in comps. Even if you don't like make it or don't make it to the podium, it's like it's really nice to be here and hang out with everybody again, especially after COVID, because we couldn't like compete and stuff. So let's just come, hang out together and have a good time here, and it's gonna be cool.
Perfect. Thank you very much and best of luck in the competition.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now on my left, your right is my compadre as co-host from last year's event in his home country of Germany. It was an amazing Euros at Twin Cable, High Twin Cable crew in Beckham. And it was the first time us working together. It was an amazing event. Aaron and crew did lay on an incredible get-together, which kind of makes it very hard for all of the other event organizers to follow. Felix Schneider, you're here in a different capacity. Just give us the exact name in German of your title here.
Well, the kindergartner, basically. I'm one of the team captains of the German team and here to organize everything for the riders that they can concentrate on the competition and of course to feed them, and kindergartner duties are actually a quite nice description for that.
What's more stressful, just you riding yourself and only focusing on yourself, or looking after the kids?
Well, you definitely asked the wrong person because I'm nervous as hell in competitions. So that is way more stressful for me. But for most other people, the answer would be looking after everyone. And we have 18 people with us, 18 riders. They all want to be, they need help with their run plannings to warm up. Fortunately, we have an athletic coach with us who does the warm up. But of course, we need to make sure that we don't forget anyone here at the cable when we head home. Yes.
Stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's so nice from my point of view, and I'm sure yours. You've been in the sport a very long time, ridden to a very high level, and you're going to have a go at riding in the Worlds at the end of the year in Thailand, the IWF Worlds as well. And this time you said you gave up your wildcard place to another rider so that you could be here looking after them and not worrying about your own riding.
In a way, but of course, since I'm one of the coaches, the kids always come first. And it was only the idea that if I'm here anyway, I can compete. But since the kids can do double starts, it's an amazing opportunity for them.
With the Open and the other categories here this week.
Exactly, and it's an amazing experience for them to just have the Open competition where they, from a level of riding, they definitely can compete. And one of our under 18 riders just qualified for the semifinals. So it's absolutely crazy how they ride. Therefore, they come first, and if they can get the experience and the chance to do that, they should. And so 2 of our under 18 riders are competing here in the Open Championships as well.
That is crazy. Hey, and taking us back to the Euros last year in Germany compared with this year, as Maddie said earlier, it's a very, very different cable. It's a left hooker, it's much tighter, it's much more compact. The air tricks proving a little bit more difficult because of the setup. More features though. Where's your comparison? Do you think that it's nice to be doing something different and it's a level playing field? What's your thoughts on last year to this year on the riding level?
Well, first of all, I think it's one of the characteristics of our sport that each cable park is unique. And that makes it super exciting. I mean, when you're, for example, rowing, you look at other things, but the water is
You're still just rowing.
Exactly.
Not to bag on rowing, but yeah. Okay.
Absolutely not. No bad word about rowing. But here it's every cable park is unique. And this cable park, you said it, it goes the different direction, which makes it a challenge for the riders as well, because most, like 95% of all cable parks, run in the other direction. So people are used to that and have to adapt, which makes it a bit let's say harder or challenging. Challenging is the word, but everyone has to ride in the same conditions. And so it opens up or it gives opportunities to riders who may not be in the favorites at a normal cable, but here they have the opportunity to step up. So it's definitely a challenging cable since it's super short. I'd say the invert section may be a bit stressful, but everyone has the same cable, and so we have seen amazing riding here. So the athletes from all countries, they really took their training. And what we've seen here today, I think that will be topped a lot tomorrow, and the riding today was insane as already.
Okay, so I'm going to get you to put your money where your mouth is. Unfortunately, and you need to tell me this earlier on, and after watching the interview that you did with Max earlier, he's injured. So he's strained his lat, so he has not done much time on the water, which is why we didn't see his usual amazing skills on the water. It was still pretty good, but he hasn't made it through. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so who is your money on for the open men and open women? Go.
Open man, I'd say...
You're allowed one German vote and then one other country.
Okay, for the... actually, my secret favorite overall would have been Phil Koch anyway. Because he's been riding at the Trio Lago in Germany a lot, which is a left cable. So he's training a lot on that and he's doing crazy shit there. And for some other... it's really hard because, I mean, the Italian team has brutally strong riders, as well as British team.
Name a rider. Get on with it. Name a rider. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Luis Mr. D.
All right, Louis Mastodi. And then in the women?
In the women, I'd go with Claudia.
It's kind of hard to go anywhere else at the moment. She's the girl on fire.
Absolutely. We had the interview with her, and she's on a streak. She's been crushing competitions, obstacle-focused competitions, but here with the inverts, it may be a bit more exhausting, but obstacles are key here, and she's been crushing both inverts and obstacles.
Hey, and from those mentioned high-profile, incredible riders, you also chatted to another rider who's been there, done that in all senses, Mr. Guy Ferrer, who talks about how amazing his time on boat has been, got second at Europeans in the boat.
Yes, he did. I was lucky enough to watch him for a few runs there because I visited the European Championship since it was in Cologne in Germany. Yeah. And Guy has been concentrating a lot on board. He's moved to Orlando for that. So he's been riding a little less cable, but the amazing rider he is, he competes in 2 weeks in both European Championships. So
hate that guy. Let's catch up with Guy Ferrer and see what he's got to say about being here and his life in wakeboarding.
Hi Guy, nice to have you here. Originally from Israel, but you're living in America now. How come?
Yeah, I'm originally from Israel, but I've been living in the States for the past 6 years now, riding a lot of boat, cable. It's probably the only place that it's so easy to combine between both things, and it's so accessible over there, like living as a professional athlete. And yeah, I just moved to the States.
Well, first things first, congrats to the Vice European Champion title behind the boat. And I think you're one of the only riders here who really rides both competitionally. And what's the difference between a boat competition and a cable competition for you?
So first of all, thank you. Oh my God, there's a lot of different things coming from your riding, from tech-wise to muscles you put in your body. And if you're talking about contest ride, on the boat you have only one run. 2 passes, 1 round. Over here you got 2 runs. So I feel like it's sometimes you can take it easy on your first run and give it all on your second run. On the boat, you're just going for it and you hammer it.
When we caught you right off the water, you were quite out of breath. So what's more exhausting? Boat competition or wakeboard run at the cable?
I don't know if there's anything that's more exhausting, because boat is really exhausting and cable is exhausting as well. But the thing is that I've been training both. My muscle, my air everything is used to the boat. I'm coming here to the cable and I'm doing rails and other things that I'm using different muscle into it. So it's a different kind of sport for me. I'm still getting used to it. You see, I'm like, I'm controlling my air. I'm controlling it, yeah. But it is fun, you know. It is fun. I'm enjoying riding both. I just need to get, you know, back into the cable, back in shape. So yeah.
Most importantly, to have fun.
Oh, that's what we're doing. That's all about wakeboarding, isn't it?
It is about the fun and the community.
Yeah, it's the fun, the people, the water. The weather we got over here in Denmark, usually it's freezing cold out here. And right now it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Guys, come over and watch us compete over here because we're having fun. Let's go!
And as the sun goes down here at Tistel in northwest Denmark in the cold Hawaii Inlet, what a beautiful spot. What a treat we've had coming here for the first time. And we are here, in case you didn't know, for, let me see if I can get this right. Right, let's go. The IWF Cold Hawaii European Wakeboard and Wake Skate Championships, Open Divisions and all other categories here at 2 Cable Park. Thank you, Felix. Thank you, Maddie. You'll be seeing these two much throughout the rest of the week here at this event. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, media crew. Thank you, all of our wakeboarding crew. We'll be back with you tomorrow for some more action. Make sure you come into the live stream. What time's the live stream starting, everyone? Yeah. Huh? Live stream. Glad you know. 1:30. We're only joking. We all knew. 1:30 is when you sign on. So go get the link to our live stream page. Share it far and wide. And you'll have all the cameras, all the angles, all the zoomed in action of all the action from the best riders in the world. And myself, Maddie B, Felix Schneider, will be right with you throughout. Peace out, people.
Sunday service with ace in my system. Through subs at the throne, boy, do not play the victim. Not quite the switch up y'all had in mind. I know how blessed I am to serve, I feel so damn aligned. But please do be advised, this ain't what you want. Trapping out of KCs, I'm never ducking the smoke. They only show up if their ego gets stroked. No need to provoke, I'ma get to my spot like I seen it before. Game reps, blockchain, no rain checks. These ain't the same specs, you cop more, you pay less. So focus, I can't stress the only limitations in the mind. To whom this may apply, you not a threat to none of mine. Build and provide, that is the oath. I lack ownership, but not your growth. Who run it, my boy?